So we'll be doing the formulae for electric potentials due to a line charge and a spherical conductor as well as dielectric. Derivations are not there, but still, anyhow, we did Gauss law, so we will be doing it. So Gauss law applications can be applied to both field as well as electric potential. So we'll be trying to do those three important formulae for electric potentials due to those three distributions of charge, and then we need to get the formula for electric potential due to a dipole. That also we'll do it. Sorry. What is the number? Ramakrishna?
Sir, I think 4, sir.
4 is going on, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Electric potential
Sir, screen is not shared, sir.
shared.
Not shared.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so first let us see the electric potential and electric field strength relation. Then we can apply Gauss law to get the formula for those things. See, this is the situation we use to define both field as well as potential. This is the point of interest P at a distance r from the considered charge, and this is the direction of electric field. So electric field is always directed away from the positive charge, and the potential concept is defined in bringing a test charge from infinity to a point in the electric field. So somewhere here there is a point at infinity. So the test charge Q naught is to be brought from infinity to the point in the electric field. So therefore, using these two, now we can easily conclude that E bar so it is directed away from the plus Q, and Q naught is moved from infinity to a point in the electric field. Again is the repulsive force. So there we got W from infinity to the point P in the electric field is defined as the work done to bring it from infinity to R. This is, and of course, the electric potential at that point is defined as W by Q naught. So we got W is nothing but minus integral F bar dot dr bar by Q naught. So we can now write it as minus of integral E bar dot dr bar. That's all. So this is how we can get the relation between the potential, electric potential and electric field. Or you can also simply write it as V is equal to minus E bar dot R bar. And it can be also written as E is equal to minus dV by dr. So here the negative sign indicates that direction of E bar is always in the direction of decreasing electric potential. Very important point. And you can also write that write the electric field definition also as the derivative of potential with respect to the position or potential per unit displacement normal to the equipotential surface at that point. You know very well, the electric field is always directed normal to the equipotential surface. Therefore, this is how also you can put the electric field. I'll tell those 2 points in the last. Please copy this. Yeah, we can expect even problems based on these relations. Completed, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please write their second point. The negative sign implies that E bar will be always in the direction of decreasing electric potential. E bar will be always in the direction of decreasing electric potential. Right in the next line. The electric field at a point can be defined as the electric field at a point in the electric field. Conceptual questions may come based on these points. NCERT filtered concepts, you can say. The electric field at a point in the electric field can be defined as the negative gradient of electrostatic potential at that point. Negative gradient, what I mean is this, minus dV by dr. Negative gradient of electrostatic potential at that point. So another unit of E. Because simply E can be written as now V by R. So it is voltmeter inverse, of course, minus V by R. Voltmeter inverse is another unit for the electric field. And already we had a discussion about the electric equipotential surface. That also once again I'll revise. Shapes of equipotential surfaces also I told you, I think. Do you remember?
Sir, not done, sir.
Before Gauss law, I told you, man. For a point charge, spherical. For a line charge, cylindrical. For a plane sheet of charge, it is plane.
Yes, sir.
We did.
Yes, sir.
Before Gauss law, we did.
Yes, sir.
Gauss law applications already we did, not derivations.
Yes, sir.
Before that, we did. Okay. So let us discuss some points which may appear in the exam. Yes, this is a point electric charge, and here is an equipotential surface. So it's an imaginary spherical surface with the given point charge at its center for a point charge, of course. So if you consider the points A, B, C on it, then the first and fundamental point is the electric potential at every point on this Gaussian surface will be same, and potential difference across any pair of points will be zero, and on an equipotential surface, no need of doing any work. WAB will be equal to WBC will be equal to WAC will be equal to 0, because the potentials are equal and work done is nothing but V into Q naught. So because potentials are equal, potential difference will be 0, hence no need to do any work. So second thing, the electric field will be always crossing this equipotential surface normally. Next, if you consider another equipotential surface, so this is the equipotential surface M, and this is another equipotential surface N. So the radii of these equipotential surfaces are R1 and R2. And if you need to get any charge from the outer Gaussian surface to inner Gaussian surface, then it depends on the configuration of charges. So here, shifting of Q naught from 2. Work done or energy spent, or this is very important point, energy released. You can recollect the orbitals of the atom. So first of all, nature of charges also you can put one more nature of Q and Q naught. So first of all, from outer to inner, capital Q is always positive, of course. Q naught is negative. Then, because of the attraction, yes, the test charge, or initially let us take both are positive. Afterwards, let us do for unlike charges. So plus Q naught, and the charge is taken from outer to inner. So because both are repulsive, both are like charges, capital Q is positive, test charge is positive, hence you need to do work. Work is to be done or energy is to be expended, and is given by yes Q naught by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2 joules. Next, inner to outer. Same, both are positive charges. Then, because the repulsion will automatically push this positive charge, so here is the test charge initially. So it's automatically pushed away by the electrostatic repulsive force. Hence, energy is released. How much amount of energy is released means magnitude of that energy will be equal to the same as work done. So E is equal to the amount of energy released will be equal to Q naught by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Then outer to inner, and capital Q is positive, test charge is negative. So same, if it is a negative charge, the attraction will pull it inwards. Therefore, we need not do any work. In turn, energy is released. Next, inner to outer, same. Capital Q is positive and Q naught is negative. So work is done or energy is spent. This is only called as excitation of electrons. So the best example for the concentric equipotential surfaces is nothing but the orbitals of the atom. So remember, whenever we have a positive charge whose field is considered and a test charge is to be pushed from outer surface to inner surface, then work is done. And if the test charge is to be moved from inner to outer, energy is released. Whereas positive test charge, positive point charge is considered, and a negative charge, test charge, is to be moved from the outer to inner. In that case, because the attraction will automatically pull the electron into the inner orbits nearer to the nucleus, therefore energy is released. That's what we got it as a spectrum. Already atoms we have done. Different spectral series are produced when the electron from higher energy levels jump to the ground state or different energy states levels. So we have seen different spectral series also. So when electron jumps from higher energy level to the inner shells, spectrum energy emitted will appear as a spectrum to us. And if you want to take to the, I have defined even excitation potential definition there. So amount of energy needed to shift an electron from the inner Gaussian surface to outer Gaussian surface. You need to spend energy. You need to do work because the electron has to be moved farther away from the nucleus against the Coulombian attractive force. So very, very important concept. You must remember. Please note it. Of course, equipotential surfaces will never intersect with each other, and shapes of equipotential surfaces are to be mentioned. For a point electric charge, they are spherical. For a line charge, it is cylindrical, Gaussian surface, and for a plane sheet of charge, they are parallel. Sorry, for a uniform field, it is a plane surface. Equipotential surface is plane. I also told you lines of force will be crossing the equipotential surface normally. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Shall we go to next?
Yes, sir.
Sir, in the last one, is Q not negative, sir?
Pardon? Yeah. In the first two cases, point charge and test charge are positive. In the last two cases, point charge is positive and test charge is negative.
Okay, sir.
In that first part, outer to inner, test charge is moved from outer to inner. In the second part, it is moved from inner to outer. That's what I call it as excitation. Okay. Because we have got the concept of work done, so let us try to define the the electrostatic potential energy concept also here only. Later we can go for those derivations. Since work done concept has come, I just wanted to finish it off. It's also a very important concept. Electrostatic potential energy. This is called EPE. Yes. Now let us begin with a simple case of pair of electric charges. In this again we have two options. Like charges unlike charges. So I have two positive charges Q1 and Q2 located at A and B, and the position vector joining them is say R12. Then you know very well the electrostatic repulsion will be always trying to push these charges away from each other. Similarly, I have a positive charge here and here is a negative charge. So this is a position vector. and the electrostatic attractive force will be pulling this negative charge towards it. Initially, they are at a distance r12. So in either case, I want the stable configuration of charges. As such, these two configurations are not stable. Configuration means arrangement. So in first case, the like charges attempt to fly away from each other. In the second case, the unlike charges will tend to come closer, just as Rutherford failed in explaining the stability of the atom, according to whose theory the electron, because of the Coulombian attractive force, should fall into the nucleus. Naturally, it is quite natural. The negative charge always tends to approach the positive charge, whereas the like charges will always try to repel. So at normal temperatures, nuclear fusion will not occur. Already we have finished nuclear physics. So nuclear fusion will not occur because once the two deuterium nuclei approach, the repulsion will prevent them from fusing. Therefore, in either case, charges can never approach each other, either for like charges or unlike charges. So both these configurations are unstable. Now, a body at certain height with respect to ground is unstable configuration, but you are attributing stability to the body by holding it there in your hands against the gravitational force. In the same manner, here the like charges are unstable. They tend to fly apart, but you wanted to hold them together. You need to do some work. Similarly, just as you are doing work in holding a body at certain height above the ground against the gravitational force, and the work done against the gravitational force will be stored in the body as gravitational potential energy. In the same manner, here also, whatever work you do in holding these two like charges against Coulombian repulsive force or unlike charges against Coulombian attractive force will be stored in that configuration as electrostatic potential energy. Any questions, any doubt, you can ask me. Concept is very important. Any doubts?
No doubt, sir.
Okay.
No.
Please write the definition. The work done or the energy spent. The work done or the energy spent in holding. The work done or the energy spent in holding or keeping. The work done or the energy spent in keeping the configuration of charges stable. It can be two or many. Configuration of charges stable against the Coulombian repulsive or attractive forces. Against the Coulombian repulsive or attractive forces will be stored in that configuration. Will be stored in that configuration as the electrostatic potential energy. Will be stored in that configuration as electrostatic potential energy. Yeah. So electrostatic potential energy is nothing but integral dW that is integral f dx. So here, for example, x1 is equal to infinity and x2 is equal to r12. So I get the formula for electrostatic potential energy. Already we got the work done concept, same. So electrostatic potential energy for this pair of positive charges will be Q1, Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12. In this case, it is Q1 into minus Q2. So we'll get minus Q1, Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12, so many joules. Yeah, this is for a pair of charges. So every pair of charges needs stable configuration for that to possess potential energy. Every pair, if you have more than two charges. For example, we have water molecule. Water molecule is stable, otherwise we would not have water to drink at all. So two hydrogen atoms and oxygen, they have, it's a stable configuration. Two hydrogen atoms will have positive charge, oxygen will have negative charge. So they are those three atoms are bound together because of this, because it possesses electrostatic potential energy. Carbon monoxide molecule, yes, that also has electrostatic potential energy because there the carbon and oxygen atoms are always at a separation of 1.1 angstrom units. They maintain the distance. Nitrous oxide 0.7 something angstrom units. Nitrogen and oxygen atoms, they maintain the distance. So we have got many compounds in chemistry, whatever you are studying, because there will be electrostatic potential energy between those atoms taking part in the bonding. Methane, CH4, I think, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So there are all bonding. Wherever you are talking about bonding, definitely that involves the association of electrostatic potential energy. Otherwise, you cannot have the stability to that molecule. Completed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, can you once repeat the definition of electrostatic potential energy?
Yeah, the work done or the energy spent in the work done or the energy spent in keeping the configuration of charges, in keeping the configuration of charges stable, in keeping the configuration of charges stable against the electrostatic force, in keeping the configuration of charges stable against the electrostatic force will be stored in it as the electrostatic potential energy, will be stored in it as the electrostatic potential energy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we have, say, three charges like this. I am assuming positive. If any charge in this is negative, you should carry forward that negative sign also. Remember. So here is Q1, Q2, Q3, H2O, for example. or CO2, anything. This is R12, R23, R31. Then Q1, Q2 should have potential energy U1. Q2, Q3 should have the potential energy U2. Q3, Q1 should have the potential energy U3. So the total potential energy of this configuration of three charges means if you want these three charges to be stable, they should have a potential energy U is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3. Therefore, I get U is equal to, directly I am writing the formula, 9 into 10 to the power of 9 because we need only for solving problems. Q1, Q2 by R12 plus Q2, Q3 by R23 plus Q3, Q1 by R31. You can use sigma notation also. If R12 is equal to R23 is equal to R31 is equal to A, the side of the triangle, then the electrostatic potential energy is given by 9 into 10 to the power of 9 by R into Q1, Q2 plus Q2, Q3 plus Q3, Q1. So many joules in joules. And you can extend this argument. Suppose you have normally they give square, it can be a rectangle also. It can be extended to hexagon also. So this is a square ABCD with side A, and we have the charges Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. If one or more charges are negative, you should carry forward the negative sign in solving problems. So the separation between each pair of charges is A. Q1, Q3 will be at a distance root 2A, and Q2, Q4 will be at a distance equal to root 2A. So here, every pair of charges should have the potential energy. Q1, Q2 will have the potential energy U1, Q2, Q3, U2, Q3, Q4, U3, Q4, Q1, U4. Q1, Q3, it is U13. Q2, Q4, it is U24. Therefore, the total electrostatic potential energy is given by U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus U4 plus U13 plus U24. Therefore, I can write now 9 into 10 to the power of 9 by A into Q1, Q2 plus Q2, Q3 plus Q3, Q4 plus Q4, Q1. You'll find problem more simpler. Plus 1 by root 2 into Q1, Q3 plus Q2, Q4. That's all. So this is the formula for electrostatic potential energy due to the configuration of 4 charges. Yeah, after doing some problems based on these models, even sometimes you can give the potential energy maybe 0. What should be the charge? That models also they can ask you. So we'll do some models on Monday and continue with the leftover things. Electrostatics and current electricity, they consume more time. Magnetism, other 4 chapters won't take much time. Only these, already electromagnetic waves is done. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So magnetism, electromagnetic effects, EMI, AC. But these three topics will consume more time. Electric field, force, potential capacitance, current, electricity. Completed, huh?
Complete, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Ramakrishna,
Sir.
I sent you that solution.
Yes, sir.
There, I gave you the formula for electric field strength due to a hemispherical charge distribution. Do you remember? After Gauss-Law, I gave the list of formulae.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in place of Q, if you substitute that, you will get the formula.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Just give me the answer. I will also cross check it. Okay.
Yes, sir. In terms of sigma, they have given answers, sir.
That's what you send me that answer.
Okay, sir.
I gave the formula in terms of capital E, electric field.
Yes, sir.
So according to Gauss-Law, whatever formula is there for hemisphere, you have to substitute in that. You will get the answer.
Yes, sir.
In fact, we'll do it after electrostatic potential energy stored in the capacitor. There only we'll get the concept of force between the plates. But anyhow, you asked, I did it. That's why I forgot to forward it. Now I did it. Just give me the answer. I'll also cross check. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Very
Sir,
important.
they have given sigma square by 2 epsilon naught, sir.
Yeah, that is for a force between plates. Here you should substitute E for hemisphere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. E for hemisphere formula you have to substitute. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I gave you the formula. If the charge is at one corner of the cube, charge is at the center of the face of the cube. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that only I gave you the formula for electric field strength due to hemisphere. That's what you send me the answer. I will cross check it. Okay.
Sir, kq by 2r, sir. Kq by 2r square due to hemisphere.
So he didn't give it in terms of sigma. Send me in WhatsApp. I'll cross check.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Monday will continue, right? I think college people could join it. College spelling you have to change. Someone should do it. COLLAGE, it is there. Huh? Okay, fine.